welcome back to Digging Georgia. I got a little update. I know it's been over a week now. I think for the past week they were just doing the same, the same growth and everything, but now I've been getting more stuff in. Cucumbers are starting to make their cucumbers. I think this might be the pickling vine or something. Got a lot of pickles on there, pickling cucumbers, I want to say. That could be. And I got one down there. I don't know what that is. I don't know what kind of cucumber. That could be that lemon one. I don't know. Like I said earlier videos, I don't know which ones are which. I just know I got like 4 varieties of cucumbers in here. But this looks like a lemon type cucumber. I mean, if you look at the flower, it's kind of like a lemon look to it. I mean, like round or something, but I could be wrong. But these do look like the pickling cucumber, since they can grow a lot to a vine anyway. There's one right here. Let me see if I can get it in there. A bunch more on there. Been hot lately, rainy. It's been actually giving us a break on the rain. Had a spot rain just now. I've been late watering the garden every day, trimming it up, making sure all the sucker vines are off of my cucumbers, so they can start growing up better. As you can tell, they're growing up pretty good. These are kind of hard to get around out of clips. I have to get some more clips this weekend, but I'll clip these to the trellis. These might be pickles too, or pickling mix. Forgot which ones I did, but everything's growing pretty decent. What I had to do yesterday, I went ahead and thinned out my squash. I think this big old pile of squash, trimmings and plants and all that. What happened is, my yellow squash has started looking kind of pathetic, weak. So, I think what the problem was with them not developing like they should is they're all intertwining with itself, and taking energy out. They're getting their light. They're just bunched up. So I went ahead and thinned them out, get them spaced out, get airflow in there, and it seemed to be taking on pretty good. Getting some fruit on there again. Because what was happening, I was getting a lot of blossom end rot on my stuff, but hopefully this dries them out, helps them able to get dried out during the days with all the airflow going through them. I had a lot of them that was kind of close together. My zucchini is starting to put some more zucchini out there. I pulled one off yesterday, so that's number 3 for the year, or for the new garden. Zucchini there, growing back there between them. I don't know if you can hardly see it, but and another one right there. So I think they're gonna take hold pretty good. Got one right there. Here's an idea if you grow squash. I looked for it last year, didn't need information, but how this was standing straight up. It's because I got a cage in there, tomato cage. It makes the leaves stand straight up. You can trim them when they're prune them better. It gives it support. Got a zucchini coming out of there too. Got another one growing, so kind of supports them. Now also my thinning, I went ahead and all that cuts I got right here, I want to support more growth on new growth, new leaves, stuff like that, and hopefully my yellow squash will do a little better. My zucchini squash this year, awesome. I mean, it's green and it looks pretty when you have it all bunched together, but most of the time if you got too much in there, you're doing more harm to your garden than good. So I know it looks pretty, but sometimes you just gotta take them out, because these squash, yellow squash, should have been bigger, but it's because it was planted so close. My area there is, you don't want everything too close. You want to have some kind of airflow. They can get sunlight down there. They can no fungus and all that, not root rot, but blossom end rot happen. So That's the problem. He wasn't drying out. A lot of my stuff is still wet, which is okay. I mean, it's better than last year, man. But other than the squash, everything else is. I got like 9 or 10 tomatoes now on my tomato plants. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, about 10 or 11 tomatoes out there. Growing up pretty good. This one got up to the top of the thing now. So I was gonna let it be. I ain't gonna cut no more suckers or nothing. I'll let it branch out. I got one with a sucker in it right here. If you see it right there. Snoop, snoop, snoop. But they're doing fine. All my flowers are starting to get their own flowers. I need to root my garden, I need to weed my garden out. And these over here, that's not, I determined this is the spaghetti squash. Because it's so viney, got the tassels, the tentacles on there, whatever you want to call them. These are, I think, more zucchinis that I planted. Sunflowers, I thinned them out, and they're doing pretty nice and growing up all down the line there. Habaneros, I went ahead and tried another ghost pepper, but I don't think he's going to do it. I don't know what happened. He was so green until I put him in the ground, and minutes after he started dying. I don't know why. And that's the Bonnie plant one. So I don't know, maybe to come back. But as you can tell, habaneros, they're looking deadly now. Look at them. They're getting big. They're starting to get a little baby stuff on there, like the little flat. Look at that. Look at this. They're getting ready. Getting ready to show some hurt around here. I went ahead and pulled this squash off today from my summer squash plant, or winter squash, summer squash, one of them two. He's doing pretty good. He got another one on there right now, forming up on us. But it was smaller yesterday, I guess, from the growing overnight, and then the little rain we got today. Man, that's tripled in size. And my bell peppers, topping the plants off, I say again, has made this very nice. Because look at this pepper plant. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and other ones forming on there. Same thing with this one. I got a big one down there. See past my hand there. And all these over here got the same kind of situation. Man, got 1, 2, 3, another big one, 4. They loading up, man. Topping them off like at the beginning, like you cut off. Let's say this is the new plant here. You cut off that where they blossom. When you first get a little plant, they just start making more branches and everything. So this will take a little time too, because they ain't full like these on the left or that one. They're making, but they're taking the time. They're getting a little bushy over there. My beans, I took some beans off yesterday. I guess I'd take these things off. Yeah, I got to trim some beans off of there. Coming over here, and the pinto beans, the same thing. Look at them things. That's the grocery store bag pinto bean. I just threw them in the ground. I guess they're getting some kind of fungus or something, because they probably organic. They got little pinto beans on there. I guess they can't really take, I don't know, maybe they can't fight the whatever gets on their leaves, germs, I guess. I don't know. Not sure. They're not like no hybrid or nothing. I guess it's pure grocery store stuff. That could be bad too. But they're growing. That proves that you can grow beans from a grocery store bag. Sprinkle them out there and grow them. Anaheims are doing good. I might take some off today. Where my scissors go? Right over here. I'll probably go ahead and take these off. I can get a little bigger, but I'm gonna go ahead and take them off because I got more on here forming. But take these little peppers off. I tried one last night. It's pretty good. Give my plants some more energy. Take them off. This one looks like it got ate up a little bit, but not too bad. Kind of soft right there. They get bigger than that. They kind of taste like a banana pepper in a way, but a little better to me. Got this. I'll probably just go ahead and trim them off because it's so low to the ground. And them bugs like to get to them and get a hold of them. I don't know why they started at the ground first. See, I'll keep that little one on there. Pop this big one off. Pop that one off. Tangled up down there. Crazy. Oh, hoping that hurt nothing. That hurt anything down there? No, they just tangled up. Take another one out of there. The rest of them look fine to grow. Come around the other side. Cut that one off too, so it's so low down there. I guess it tastes the same no matter what. I got some over here growing. More up in the branches. Cayenne peppers. The bushes are looking nice and full. Starting to turn a lot quicker too. Look how full the bushes are getting on these things. All the way down. I'll let some of them turn red, some of them turn green. Cherry bombs. It tastes like a bell pepper kind of, but there's that little hotness to it. They all bombing out. They got a bunch of them. Phone's going low on power here shortly, but them beans are doing good. Pinto beans mixed with Kentucky Wonders. I trimmed up my kale yesterday. Had a whole pile of kale. Peas are growing out of there. Whole pile of kale. I want to get new growth going up. Cucumbers are getting bigger on this side. These cucumbers, I'm going to grow them around my little triangle thing here, teepee. Grow them up once they get a little, start looking like they're crawling around. I'm going to put them up on a trellis. Spaghetti squash is doing good, but it hasn't did any kind of like fruit bearing yet. I don't know when that happens. Just a lot of male flowers, but this could be one, I don't know. Yeah, that's a male flower. We have to see on that because it's going out. I had to twist it back around. Go up that way. And then next time I'm gonna bring it back the other way. Bring that pull back. I have a radish video coming up. I've been doing a progression video, but I'll show bits and pieces of it. I still update it, doing the main garden update. Oh, okra right there. One there. One growing over here. You want it about that long right here. When you pick okra, probably want it about that long. Got one okra. That's like my 4th okra so far from this one plant. All the other ones been taking their time. Not about that good. Not big, or a little bigger. Just a tad bit bigger. Other ones are starting to do something. Get the little flowers on there. There's a little okra down there. Oh, got one right there coming. I'll get him tomorrow. Yeah, they going now. They're starting to kick in. They're starting to kick in. And my other squash over here, growing, getting new growth, getting darker. Like different sizes. The garden looks good from one side and looks like a jungle from the other side. Watermelon. Mr. Watermelon that popped up out of nowhere. Got a watermelon on there. Got another watermelon on there. I don't know how many watermelons you can get to a vine, but I'm probably gonna have to doctor it up so it won't go bad on me like it did last year. I don't know. I need it to be shady, so I'll keep this corn up, let it go through the corn. And another spaghetti squash right there. So I'll keep this corn up. I know it ain't the best corn, but as long as it's gonna keep my watermelon with some shade, that's good enough. My radishes are looking a lot better. Look at these things growing, man. Progression videos on probably throw this into it. But got scarlet globes, French breakfast, and cherry bells. Like they're starting to get some whiff down there. Bottom of them things. Might be too much water. I don't know. It look kind of cracking up. Could be wrong. We'll find out. But these supposed to be kind of long looking radishes. But hopefully they turn out right for me. There's a lot of radishes. They grow quick. I did two to a hole. 2 seeds to a hole. And once they grew out, I took 1 seed out. You know, one sprout out, so we won't choke each other out. Now they're growing on each other and stuff. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But now I have to leave it to y'all. My phone dies and makes me look like an idiot. But there's my little harvest. 1 okra, 1 squash. Got some squash and tomatoes on the way. Some zucchini squash on the way. Peppers. I might go ahead and take some of them off. I don't know. Leave some on, take some off. They're pretty good. Cucumbers about to start hitting on me. Can't wait for them to come out. They start going. They just like okra kind of. They have you cutting and picking for all summer long. Beans. I guess I can harvest them as green. I mean, as a string bean, I guess. No, not string bean, but pole bean. Cut them up green instead of. I've been taking them off when they turn yellow, like the pod over here. Like this pod. That's how I've been taking them off, but there's a yellow one down there. But I'll probably start just taking, once they get big like this, I'll probably just take them off. Take them all off and throw them in a bag. Because if you put them in a, take them off and you put them up, they're just going to turn yellow anyway and dry out. So just take them off, put them in a bag, and I don't know where to go from there. But y'all have a good weekend. Till the next update, y'all take care.